Howdy folks, Matt here with Gulf Coast Fit, and I'm about to run through a sprint slash upper back micro session. So this is a short, sweet micro session that has two primary objectives. One, to work on some conditioning through short, high intensity burst-like sprints, incorporating change of direction and acceleration and deceleration. I've got some cones behind me that are about 10 paces or roughly 10 meters apart, interspersed with some upper back work. I've only got one band with me, but a black band is all I need. Red band, purple band, any band will work. You can follow along these exercises and this micro session with any band, because at the end of the day, it's up to your mind-muscle connection, contracting, controlling, and perfecting the movement pattern to get what you want out of an exercise or any exercise with something like bands. However, I digress. So my primary work here will be sprinting, working on change of direction, acceleration and deceleration, and that way I'm getting my conditioning in. So I can expect an accumulation of fatigue to interfere, so to speak, with my upper back work. But that's why I'm doing simple band work for the posterior delts, rotator cuff muscles, and upper back in between sets of sprints, pretty much as an active recovery. The band work for upper back is really auxiliary work, it's secondary work to give me something productive to do while I'm recovering from the sprints. May as well kill two birds with one stone. So again, I've got two cones set up behind me, roughly 10 meters apart, and I'm gonna do a pyramid. Forgot to mention, this is a pyramid sprint regimen. So on my first set, I'll sprint down around the cone and back, and then I'll do a set of a certain band exercise geared towards the back, upper posterior, and then I'll do two cone sprints, down, back, another set of band upper back work, and then three sprints, down, back, until I work up to, I'm gonna work up to 6 reps within a set of sprints. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that'll be the peak of the pyramid, and then I'll move my way back down the pyramid, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That way, after I've accumulated as much fatigue as I wish to, by the time I get to that round of 6 reps, I'll be pretty tired after that. Then I'll start to work my way back down, which will allow me to get some more sprint work in, some more change of direction, which is a skill, some more acceleration and deceleration, running sprint technique, which are also skills to be practiced. That gives myself the benefit of ramping down, doing less work, and continuing to develop those skills under fatigue, and I'll continue to accumulate some more band work in between. So without further ado, let's get this started together. So get your markers or cones or whatever, spread them out 10 meters. You could be outside or inside if you've got room. Grab a band, follow along with me, stick with me, and let's bust this out. Starting with the sprint, 1 rep, down and back. All of these sprints are fairly high intensity. I'm gonna start out at about 75%, and within a couple rounds, I'll be moving up to 100% on these sprints. Again, I'm doing this for conditioning, doing this for a little bit of fatigue or a lot of it, interspersing it with some active recovery via upper back band work. Here we go. All right, not too tough yet. I'm gonna sit down. Tell you what I'm gonna do, some band pulls, some face pulls, AKA W raises. Now, how many reps I'm doing on each band exercise is really dependent on how long I want to rest. And I don't wanna rest any more than about a minute, so I'll hop down quickly and I'll get 10 to 15 repetitions of every band exercise. And you see, this is kind of a high, wide face pull, a high, wide W, focusing on some external shoulder rotation, sitting up nice and tall, anchoring around my feet. Get a couple more, and then it's probably been about a minute. I'm gonna go into my set of 2 repetitions on the cone sprints. Down, back, down, back. Now, something you'll notice while I'm doing these sprints is I like to go one set I'll go one way around the cone, then I'll make sure to U-turn around the cone the other way. If not within the same set, from set to set. What I'm going into now are some rows, double up the band, going wide with the rows, because again, all of the auxiliary work here, the secondary work, is geared towards upper back. So I'm doing a higher row, pulling up towards my chest, armpits, up towards my clavicle, so that it places a little more emphasis on the upper trapezius, the rear delts, a little bit of upper lats, upper back, as opposed to the mid to lower lats if I was in close. If I was in close, that'd be a stronger row, but I'm in it for the upper back work. Get a few more. What I was saying is I'll switch which way I go around the cones. I also try to switch where my lead foot is as I stagger my stance out of each cone sprint, around the cone or to start. Switch which foot's forward. I make sure I'm never doing the same foot forward or going the same way around a cone. I want to keep it well rounded. Set of 3. Contrary to what I just said, I did do the same leg in the same direction that whole time, but I was really in my groove. Next time, I'll flip it around and turn right around the cones and lead with my right leg instead of my left leg. I'm gonna go single layer this time. I'm gonna do some reverse flies or rear delt flies, straight arms. This is a toughie. This is a new black band, so it's pretty tight, but no excuses. Just gotta contract aggressively. Nothing wrong with that. Having your feet together helps give you more band to work with. Trying to keep my arms fairly straight. That way it's not a row. If I bend my elbows, it's a row. If I'm focusing on operating at the shoulder joint, then it's more of a shoulder fly. A few more. All right, sprint set of 4 reps. I'm gonna make sure I turn right around the cones this time. Whew. Now it's starting to hit me. That's a good thing, which means I might not talk as much now. So pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm gonna do a Y raise, which is even tougher. So I'm gonna scoot my feet in, give myself more band to work with. See, I'm making a Y, pulling up and out. So I'm abducting. Working the band resistance from both directions, up and out. Shoulder extension over my head and abduction. Sit nice and tall. Make sure you're not leaning back. Now again, not sure how many that was, but I want to keep the rest breaks to a minute or so, or less. I am trying to get some conditioning out of this, and I'm certainly not fully recovered, but that's the idea here. Set of 5 reps. I'm going to mix and match. I'm going to kind of do a figure 8 on this one. Getting a little sloppy. I'm not gonna fret about it too much because I am doing this for conditioning, not for necessarily mechanical performance or perfection, but I am trying to keep it together. All right, actually I'm gonna stand on top of the band now. We're gonna do some upright rows. Lengthen out my recovery breaths. Couple more. All right, that might have been about 12 reps. Here's my peak round, 6 times down and back. I'm gonna do the figure 8 again. It really challenges my change of direction. As you can see, I kind of got off balance a little bit, but I like that challenge. After this, I'm gonna start going back down after my next set of bands. Then 5 reps of the sprints, 4 reps, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna turn you off after this because I've already been keeping you for 12 minutes, but you get the idea. We're gonna go up and peak together and then we'll both go back down. I'm just simply gonna repeat the same band exercises that I did on the ascent of the pyramid. Here we go, round 6. Ooh. So, I'll talk to you before I turn you off. Let's see here. We can do some face pulls a little bit closer, like this, instead of out wide. Now palms in, neutral grip, instead of palms forward, pronated grip. So, got a little slack in the middle, pulling my thumbs in towards my ears, pointing my thumbs backwards. So I'm still incorporating the external shoulder rotation, still contracting my entire upper back, sitting tall, trying not to lean back, steadying my breath. These are still recovery breaths. So I'm about to work my way back down the pyramid and go into my round of 5 sprints. And I'm gonna run through the same band exercises again. High wide W's, high rows, upright rows, these close grip, neutral grip, face pulls, and the reverse flies. So here we go into the round of 5 on the sprints. I'm gonna turn you off, but I promise I'm about to do this because going down is the fun part, because you can ramp up the intensity and get faster again. So keep it going, let's get it.